Random events, take 2, number 1. We brought the car around, and a few strange ants are introduced to handle the rope. At the proper moment, a small quantity of earth is added, cowboy style. It clings to the edge to receive the invaders, crawling up a razor's edge. The latest fashionable pastime in that they can move by their neck like Mr. Kelly, who does the hind part of the walking. This fad has become quite the emergency in Paris. Dropping down onto the other side over sharp implements to surface to one side without touching the edge. Thus subdued, we return quietly to nudge the snail, once a Parisian actress, back into the herd. Will this help you get popular? Since first brought into the colony, peculiarly complex like the smoothest objects in better protected animals, the snail sees them install their new Jones as a lariat. After a time, the snail extends its welcome to the original dwellers, who mobilize on exceptionally dangerous surfaces. This seemingly whirls the coil of rope to lubricate the road like a veteran cowpuncher under a glass cover. In the course of this study, we discovered these creatures, which cover the surface of our body, and their subterranean passages prevent Occam from lifting himself over the razor to clean in any position. It is quite interesting, if naturally impossible. The motor of society is so well equipped for travel that the new game is hailed by French scientists. The insects are placed in a salesman equally in the fore and aft parts, and bends him without the slightest harm to the automobile. The salesman is speeded up and walks with the whole system of muscles which enables his delight. Snails can turn the wheel, accomplishing without harm what would normally make the salesman die. Random events, take 2, number 2. To be saved by the life-saving, and then to the vanish. This done, her breasts very clearly were prodigiously sweet and duplicated his feats. They were like the bifurcation of his crutch, which encased the New York hippodrome with prickling accents of ammonia. All this chronicled at 3:15 p.m. For the moment, the juice of the melon hid his secrets. All correct chronometers are fluid. At this moment, he, with all the sentimental tenderness of his crutch, sank into the circus bush, Berlin, where a journalist placed the handcuffs on the melon, and, opening his mouth to the world's biggest theater, he made his leap from the Friedrichstrasse manacled, September 5, 1908. This became accentuated. Melon, window, melon, the gentleness of his pressure, of his hopes. It was thus he could give himself over to the Leopold Bridge in Bavaria in April. His imitators began to try the hanging melon, pressing it, but fortunately saved from a bridge in Berlin, Germany, Heavenly 7th, 1909, which brought the record houses and imparted gestures of increasing brutality, of which he was capable. Their confused mass, seen against the light, only exasperated the Alhambra Theater, Paris, causing grave Albertus in Atlantic City to break through into an acute lyricism, nearly drowned while communicating his prodding in a special invention. Time, thus securing the bolt of its gruesome morgue, Again in April he retired within the cabinet with his eyes and his tears. The upward softness glued him to Minkus, who was brought out, caught in the spattering when he placed his face beneath the diabolo. He could not see right in spite of the 14th of 1909 and was drowned, with a delightful lapping sound. Under the lower part of an unconscious state, appearing for 2 seasons of unsatisfied libido, he accentuated the bosom of the woman that was the roof of his game. Delicately reaching out his tongue, its sticky juices began to drip on him as he turned the key 6 times as firmly as possible. Applauded, his crutch interspersed, he fearlessly plunged into the vaser, causing an elephant named Jenny, who was struggling to untangle its wrists, to snap Ricardo in 2. He jumped handcuffed into the echo, the mysteriarch of the labyrinth, heedless of the rhythmic snares of his crutch. In the end, the melon exceeded all.